Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Tuesday, December the 21st, and the time is now 6:01. We'd like to welcome everyone here today for our meeting. We do have several items on the agenda tonight. We'll begin our agenda like we always do with calling this meeting to order, which is what I'm doing now. And then it'll be followed by our prayer. Our prayer tonight will be led by Pastor Jeff Morris from Macon First Assembly of God. Pastor, if you don't mind coming up to the podium and lead us in a prayer, those of you who can, and we'll stand. And that'll be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we are so thankful for your many blessings. You are so good to us, and we are thankful. We are blessed people. I thank you, Lord God, in this season of celebration for the gift, the indescribable gift of your Son, Jesus Christ. And I thank you in this time of giving for the gift of these leaders who are here today, Lord, these public servants who have accepted the call to help advance this community. And I bless them today. I pray for each one. I pray for their health. I pray for their families. I pray for their leadership. I pray, God, that you'll grant each one wisdom today and the humility that comes with wisdom. Your word says that quarrels come as a result of pride. So I ask for humility today, God, and wisdom in the discussion and in making decisions to help advance this community. I bless them all. And I thank you for all these things. I ask them in the name of Jesus Christ, the strong Son of God. Amen.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move on to item number 5. We have no other announcements. We do have one presentation coming up. This is the approval of the minutes. The approval of minutes is the approval of minutes from December the 7th, 2021 at our regular commission meeting. I get a motion to approve? A motion by Commissioner Clark, second by Commissioner Howell. Hearing that motion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Thank you very much. We do have a presentation tonight. I understand Commissioner Bronson, will you be leading that presentation? Yes, sir. Okay. The floor is yours, sir.
Good evening. I want to first and foremost thank everybody for coming out tonight. We wanted to acknowledge and give recognition. I always believe in giving recognition when recognition is due. And in that, as you know, we had our local high school team, the Northeast Raiders, East Side Loud, went on to lead our schools over to the Georgia High School Association football playoffs, and it was all due to the leadership of Mr. Jeremy Wiggins. So what I would like to do is call Mr. Wiggins, Coach Wiggins, to the front, please, and his team. We need to turn this around. Should we turn this around?
Made the presentation, then you can come around.
Yeah. So what we want to do basically is a certificate of recognition presented to Coach Jeremy Wiggins in appreciation of your dedicated leadership. The Raiders made football history and brought about unity in East Macon and amongst the city under the leadership of Coach Jeremy Wiggins. Coach Wiggins continues to be a pillar in our community, leading the Northeast High School Raiders football team to the GHSA football playoffs for 2021. Through his tireless dedication, willingness to serve, and faithful values, Coach Jeremy Wiggins promotes and inspires positive change in the lives of our students here in Macon-Bibb and throughout Middle Georgia. Signed, Mayor Lester Miller and myself, District 2, and the representative, Commissioner Lucas out of District 3. So I want to present this to you. And also, for the team members, Coach, would you come up and let us know who all we got here today?
All right. Thank y'all for having us tonight. Starting to my left, this is Brian Dennis, Senior. Linebacker, Lamarion Williams, athlete, senior, Tyler Terry, senior, Jordan Thompson, O-line, junior, and Malachi Hancock, O-line, and he's a sophomore. Thank y'all for having us tonight and continue to support our athletics in Bibb County and across Georgia high schools. Thank you.
Thank you.
And as a small token of our appreciation as well, I'd like to also give you a coin of excellence.
All right. Bumble.
Let me get a picture with all you. If y'all will back up towards that wall there and kind of squish together.
Oh, of course. And Ms. Mayor, fellow commissioners, I wanted to say how proud we are on the east side of these young men all over the community. They represent the best of the best because they're not only fine athletes, but they are scholar athletes. And we were talking earlier in the hallway that they've already started receiving offers for colleges. And so, and there's nothing like having kids to go to school and you not have to pay. I know, because 2 of mine were at Northeast, graduated as scholar athletes, went on to Troy State, both of them, and it was real nice to be able to just send spending money, you know, gas money, the Walmart card, and that was it. So we're just so proud of these young men, and just are thrilled to join in recognizing the achievement this year. They almost made it all the way this time. Next year, we look forward to make it all the way. Raiders. Can I come get in the picture?
Mr. Jones, did you have something?
I'd like to join in the picture. I know Coach Wiggins from the Macon Touchdown Club, if that's okay.
Sure, I think that would be fine.
I can make it work. These lenses are great. Zoom all the way in, all the way out. Two cameras here, so y'all bear with me. First one, 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Took a couple there. Let me get this one. All right, 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Looking good. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Bronson, for preparing that information and for honoring this group today and those of you that joined them, as well as all of us. We appreciate all the good things our public school system does. A lot of times they don't get a lot of the credit, but we certainly are behind them 100%. And these gentlemen here, I appreciate you bringing out the fact that not only are they athletes, but they're scholar athletes. And we know that sports can only get you so far, and you always have to have that academic element as well. So we certainly appreciate that. We have no public comments on agenda items tonight. We may have one on non-agenda items. We do have 2 items of what we're calling new business and 1 item of old business, and then we have some items on the consent agenda. So I'm going to begin right now with the new business items. Item A is a resolution approving the attached commission district map and requesting the local delegation to the Georgia General Assembly introduce local legislation by the charter of Macon-Bibb County to adopt and incorporate said map. This was sponsored by Commissioner Howell. I would ask the chair of the ad hoc committee from today's earlier meeting that we held at 4 o'clock to discuss this maps in depth, just to make a few brief remarks before we call for a vote. Commissioner Lucas.
Thank you. It was a pleasure for me to be asked to serve as chair of the ad hoc committee. In our vote today, we did vote affirmatively to support the map that involved an awful lot of hard work. We were privileged to travel a few weeks ago to the reapportionment office at the state, in the state capitol. And we met and worked for several hours on coming up with the very best maps that we could that took into account a number of variables. One was population, black and white. Another one was if districts had areas in it that were contiguous, if it made sense, the way that those maps were shaped. We also looked at, and one thing we had to keep in mind the entire time was that magic number of 17,483, which was our target number, and we could only vary from that number by a very, very low percentage point. So I just wanted, Ms. Mayor and fellow commissioners, to commend everybody, all of you who worked very, very hard on this map. We took into consideration that Macon is a majority black community, where we left 5 majority black districts intact, percentage-wise. We recognize the fact that we did not have a complete count as far as our census, so our numbers are trending toward an even higher percentage of black folks in a lot of these districts. But we had to use the census numbers that we had, and it was a very, very methodical process. And we are very proud of the work that we did. A lot of commissioners did a lot of research, a lot of homework, even to the point of drawing sample maps to present to us. So I think we've got a bunch of experts on redistricting up here on this commission. So that is the gist of what we do, and we highly recommend to you that you support the draft that we approved in the reapportionment ad hoc committee earlier today.
Mr. Tillman.
Yes. Couple of questions. Well, a statement then a question. Voting percentages versus voting does not always equate to the majority. I think we need to be clear about that. There may be a percentage with that 17,000 numbers that's equal, but that doesn't mean that majority of folks are always voting. The second thing is there have been folks that have requested input from the public. Is there a reason why we did not have time or see it fit to have input from the voting public? If someone could answer that.
We did have the meeting this evening. We did not open it up to the public. However, I have gotten a number of comments from people, and once I explained to them, they were concerned about the maps and expressed those. And after I explained to them the variables that we had to juggle in getting these maps done, having about the same number, and maintaining our racial numbers and all of that, they understood and they saw why we ended up with what we have. One other thing, the trend in this community is for folks to move out of the district that I represent, District 3, and your district, Commissioner Tillman. That ours had the highest numbers to make up because we had the highest numbers of people who had moved out of our districts. And so you have to understand, every time you make a change on one district, then that forces a change on another, or maybe 2, or maybe 3. in our case. So, and I agree with you that the percentages, the numbers don't always equate to turnout or a number of other factors.
Final question is, although we vote on this tonight, this goes to the local delegation, and will there be an opportunity to still make any further changes to the local delegation? Because I did want to, I was in Atlanta on the day all of y'all were in Atlanta waiting for a call, because I was in Atlanta and trying to, come over there. One of the things I wanted to bring up, and I'll bring up right here tonight, and Commissioner Jones may not be aware of this, District 4 and District 9 touches and an issue that had came up with the former Commissioner Schlesinger and Ficklin was an apartment, but Commissioner Jones and I share a area in Charleston Plantation 2 that he's going to hear for the first time tonight, that for the last 8 years that I've always represented. And in going over there in that area more recently and looking at the maps, I've discovered that the first 12 houses belong to him in District 4, and the rest of it belongs to me. So that's one of those things that need to be straightened out and to be able to see input. So after 8 years, Commissioner, I've discovered that in Charleston Plantation, I've always thought I totally represented, but you represent the first 12 houses and the rest of it is mine. Those are things like that that need to be changed. And I yield and I'll support this map, hopefully to get with the delegation to further correct some of those issues.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mr. Tillman, Commissioner Tillman, we did seek to correct some of those errors that we saw, little things like that. And I think we did a good job of making a lot of corrections. However, legislative delegation, once they receive this suggested map, they were the ones that said to us, y'all do it or we will do it. And I think everybody prefers to do it locally and agree on it. And I think if there's some little technical things that won't make that much of a difference in the work that we've already done, I think they would take those into account.
Thank you, Commissioner Lucas. I will say, just for point of clarification, that all of our meetings have been public, including the meeting that we had with reapportionment in Atlanta. Everyone was welcome to attend. At that meeting, we've had several weeks of notice that we'll be having a vote likely on tonight. We put it off for at least 1 week last week. We've also published this in the newspaper as required by law. And we've indicated to the local delegation that we will have this resolution to them if it passes on tonight, which we will forward a copy to them. Ultimately, it's a decision of the local delegation and the state to do this. We hope they honor and respect the wishes of this body tonight on whatever it's decided, but they ultimately make the final decision. Whether or not they take our input is up to them. So this is a ordinance or resolution asking them to accept our majority vote or unanimous vote, however it turns out, for these maps, but they ultimately make the final decision. So we do, Commissioner Watkins, you have a question?
Again, I just wanted to state why I'll be voting no. I'm concerned that taking the district that used to have in District 2 and District 5 are the exact examples of this, that used to be represented black populations of 63%, and we've taken those to 53 and 51% respectively, a loss of 10%, a shift of 10% population, primarily in 2 districts that were already over 65%. Like my district is now at 77%, I believe. Excuse me, I'm a little wrong on that, but 75% voting age population. And again, I think in some, it creates a commission whose future looks like 6'3" white instead of 6'4", which we have, 5'4", which we have now. And that's concerning to me for the future of our city and the representation, because to create a map in a county that is 53% black and have 2/3 of the voting body or the representation body slant towards possibility, I don't like that, so I'm gonna vote no. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. We do have a resolution now that's before you. Would someone like to make a motion to approve that? Got a motion by Commissioner Lucas, a second. Second by Commissioner Wynn. We have a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion was 2 or 3? Or 2 voices? Commissioner Watkins and Commissioner Bronson vote no? Okay. Commissioner Tillman, 6-3. Thank you, sir. That item does pass, and we'll follow the appropriate measures to send that to the local delegation. Item B is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an amendment to its intergovernmental ground lease agreement with the Macon-Bibb County Industrial Authority relating to Stevens Aerospace Hangar at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport as to extend the term of lease. Commissioners, this is an item we brought before you a couple of weeks ago, sent you the documentation by email. Our industrial authority is here asking you to approve this lease. We have a company that's presently at the airport that will be leaving the airport, and another company will be replacing them. You have a copy of all the documents. So this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Can we get a second? Second by Mayor Pro Tem Clark. I'm sorry, Commissioner Howell has a second. Any question regarding this particular item? Seeing no questions, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Thank you very much, and thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Do you have something you want to say?
Yeah, Julie said we was up here to get a check.
Okay. Wait.
Money, she said we
It's on. Yeah. Your check is out in the ocean circling around South California. Good luck. Thank you. Merry Christmas. We have one item of old business tonight. This is an ordinance authorizing Macon-Bibb County to take all necessary steps to implement comprehensive census of its citizens experiencing homelessness and provide for funding for street-level social workers to provide contact and guidance to service providers using up to $250,000 American Rescue Plan Act funds for the provision of services to disproportionately impacted communities in the form of housing support and services for the unhoused. We had a very lengthy discussion of this on last Tuesday, and it did pass out of committee. And at this time, I'd entertain a motion by Commissioner Watkins, since that was your motion, for approval. Got a motion by Commissioner Watkins. Need a second? Second by Mayor Pro Tem Clark. I'm sorry, he already has the light on. And would you like to say something, Commissioner Clark?
I'd just like to be added as a co-sponsor.
Okay. Okay. Anybody who'd like to be a co-sponsor, please let Ms. Ross know, and we'll be happy to oblige you. So we do have a motion and a second. With no further discussions, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries 7-2 with Jones and Wynn in opposition. Thank you very much. We have consent items that was previously approved in the committee of a whole. We will do those in items A through G in acceptance. We do not have a need to go into executive session, but we do have, I think we had one agenda item, or a person want to speak on a non-agenda item, even though I don't see him right now. So this time I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as published and previously discussed, items A through G. You got a motion to approve? Commissioner Jones, got a second by Mayor Pro Tem Clark. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Thank you very much. We do have from the Methodist Home, President and CEO, Ms. Allison Evans, who has joined us today. She did not ask to address the commission, but she wanted to thank you for your efforts in supporting our most vulnerable children at the Children's Methodist Home, and thank you, ma'am, for being here tonight. Thank you. We have no need to go into executive session. Miss, looking for Ashley Deadwire Newman. She would like to speak or address the commission on non-agenda items. I do not see her present. So at this time, if there's no further business, it brings us Commissioner Tillman.
Point of personal privilege.
Yes, sir.
Just want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas to all our commissioners and our staff, and want to thank Commissioner Wynn for her Christmas card, and all year, whether it's a little knick-knack or something to snack on every now and then, she always has something for us throughout this year. So thank you to our clerk, all of our PR people that's here, all our entire staff. We want to say Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year. And hopefully we'll get all y'all's trash picked up before the end of the year.
Thank you, Commissioner Tillman. As a reminder, Commissioners, we need to see you right down front as soon as this is over for a very short request from you. And yes, we just need you to say a few words real quickly down front as soon as we adjourn. Commissioner Bronson, would you like to make a statement, sir?
Sir, just a quick reminder. for those that are watching this Thursday, we have a spot Santa basically for December 23rd. So if you see Santa Claus riding on the fire truck, we ask that you take a picture of him and hashtag Making Santa Sleigh. That will be taking place, as I said before, this Thursday. He should be rolling out about 6 o'clock, so he'll be rolling through all the neighborhoods as much as possible throughout it. And if you have any questions or concerns in regards to the route, please make sure you check Macon-Bibb.us for the route. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Bronson. Commissioner Wilder?
Just want to take a second to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I've enjoyed working this year with all y'all. And let's just don't forget the main reason for this season, what Jesus Christ did for us.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Wynn?
Thank you for Commissioner Tillman's recognizing that I do care about y'all and love y'all, okay, even though we have discord sometimes on these meetings. But I'll keep the candy flowing, just keep going, and we keep doing a good job, okay? Merry Christmas to all of y'all.
Thank you, Commissioner Wynn. Thank you, everyone here. This will wrap up our last meeting of the year. We do not have a meeting next week. We'll be in touch with you about the arrangements for January. Each of you have a safe and enjoyable Christmas. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you, and I look forward to working with you next year. But immediately after I adjourn, please head down to the front for a short video. This meeting is hereby adjourned.